All of the studies show that a single misfire or mishire can cost your business 150 to 250% of the annual salary. If you're an accountant, an average performer can do 100 tax returns and that's worth $100,000 in revenue for you, and a poor performer can only do half of that. You just lost $50,000. How much money did you lose because you were spending time doing administrative tasks instead of revenue generating? So the other big piece of this is people are appreciating assets. Nobody steps into a company on day one and is an expert. It takes time to let those people assimilate and acclimate to your organization. It takes 3 years for them to become really good at what they do. 5 years to become an expert. When we don't fill the positions and when we turn people over within that 5-year window, we're losing a lot of money. So this has been a labor of love for me. Literally since I was in high school, I've been studying and practicing and learning about best recruiting and hiring practices. It's all about getting the right people on the bus. You gotta have a great trip with the right people on the bus, right? My father was a management consultant, fell in love with the idea of the power of building great teams and what that can do for your business and your organization. And I spent my early career opening and selling small businesses, delis, and then got into a larger family-owned organization, had more structure. They had 100 business units nationwide. I took over the worst performing business unit in the country, mostly because of turnover and an inability to hire and retain really great talent. Much of my success there in turning that into the top performing branch out of 100 branches in the nation was being able to attract, retain, and hire great people. So welcome to the $1 Million Hire, a fact-driven hiring system. We built this course for CEOs, HR professionals, and recruiters to hone their hiring and recruiting efforts to become masters at hiring talent who generates over $1 million for their companies. We're going to cover the foundation of the hiring process, creating a job description that's smart. We're going to talk about creating winning job ads, the power of referrals. We need to figure out an efficient way of evaluating and figuring out whether we've really got a diamond or a rock. We're going to walk through how to create smart onboarding plans and implement some basic retention strategies that'll help us keep our great new hires producing and happy, working for us for many more years to come. Hiring managers, entrepreneurs, we forget that there's really 4 major things that we've got to do correctly in order to hit that home run. And the most common is we forget to create the framework. So that's creating effective, smart job descriptions. We jump right in. I need to hire a salesperson. I need to hire an admin, but we don't spend the time to think about what it is that we need that person to do exactly, right? It's kind of a fuzzy picture. Figure out who is it that's going to actually be good at that job? Who's actually going to be successful at driving the results defined by our description? As much as we detail out the 700 different things the person's going to do, we miss that overall mission statement for the job. We often miss the measurable part. With those must-haves, nice-to-haves, deal breakers, you can then begin to formulate behavioral-based interview questions to target those qualities when you're evaluating talent. If the job is not a step-up opportunity for them professionally and in relation to their standard of living, then it's not a great opportunity for that person. The job description dictates what we expect. The job advertisement is built to attract, to talk to the person who's going to be really good at doing those things. If we do this just a little bit better, we can increase the quality and the volume of candidates that we get from job boards and from our other efforts by 50 to 300%. Through the 6 years that I've been running this business, I've interviewed over 8,000 people. I do presentations to the Society of Human Resources. I've done 6 state conferences, National Talent Acquisition Conference, spoken to entrepreneurs groups. I've taken these best practices that we've learned from these great people like Lou Adler and Brett and the smarts of the world, the top rating, and put it all together here for everybody and practice them. So this isn't just something right out of a book. This is something that we've taken these best practices that these really smart people have done and we've actually put them to use, right? We've ultimately helped over 700 companies hire a talent either through our talent acquisition company or through our assessment company.